the Miami Vice uniforms.
That's what they call them.
Neon colors on the black unis. And the Owls come down with the tip. High Point in the Tubby Smith era throwback uniforms. There's a lob to get things started for Florida Atlantic, but it shakes out.
Try to go up top to Martin. We'll talk a lot about Elijah Martin, 6'2" kid that can really elevate. If you haven't seen FAU play this year, they put a lot of pressure on the basketball, various spots on the ball. They like up-tempo. They will take shots.
And a whistle off of the ball. Zach Austin trying to get free on the wing. It was because of an illegal screen underneath on John Michael Wright for High Point. That gives it back to the Owls. Brian Greenlee, the sophomore guard, brings it up the floor for Florida Atlantic. As you see, the starting lineup presented by Sunbelt Rentals. Back to Greenlee in the corner as they work things around. Michael Forrest, the team's leading scorer, works to the free throw line. Late pass underneath, and it's swatted away. Blocked by Zach Austin. 3.5 swats per game. Jaden House thought about the three, a little jump pass as they move it around. Austin, the lob, too high for Emmanuel Izunabor, who goes back up and puts it in off the glass.
Try to go up top to Izunabor, doesn't get the lob, but I like his poise to grab the basketball and finish strong using the glass. I think if you've got an advantage for High Point, it's the ability to go inside and score the paint, because this is a basketball team in FAU that can shoot and they go after it. They do not mind going after rebounds.
Michael Forrest picks up his dribble, goes back up top. Forrest, the junior, leads the team in scoring, 15 per game, just 3 to shoot for the Owls. Corner 3 is off near side. There's Elijah Martin in for the rebound. Nobody blocked him out.
Opportunity, they get that.
Here's Forrest with the 3. That's off the side. Put back attempt for Goldine is no good. And it goes back to High Point now, leading 2-0.
11 of the 12 basketball games Florida Atlantic has played, they've out-rebounded their opponent. In the one game where they didn't, they only lost that game. They rebounded battle by 3 to Virginia Commonwealth.
Jaden House, tough step back, well contested, and gets it to drop.
If anybody needs to get well before Christmas, it's Jaden House. Has struggled shooting the basketball the last ball games. In fact, hasn't had double figures in his last 5 games. So if he can get off to a good start, not only does it help High Point, but it gives him a lot of confidence.
Elijah Martin through traffic gets it to go on the layup.
Yeah, they like Martin's a kid that averages about 13 points a ball game. Really physical freshman.
He's met with a physical presence, wading his way through the lane. Jaden House is bumped and banks it in. 6-2, High Point leads by 4 now.
Nice start for Jaden House.
Greenlee out to Forrest. Good look underneath, and it's slammed down. Vlad Goldine.
Goldine, you may remember, played a little bit at Texas Tech a season ago. Not a big scorer. Physical guy that takes up some space. Any baskets he scores inside, that's a plus for FAU.
The center for Florida Atlantic, 7 foot 1 inches tall, comes away with the steal on the ground there. FAU, a long 3 for Forrest, too long. And Izunabor smacks it back into play. Now here's Jaden House again. Zach Austin takes the mid-range, ugly miss, and it's reeled in by the Owls. First substitution on the way for Florida Atlantic. It'll be Giancarlo Rosado. Meanwhile, Forrest frees up some space and buries it from 15.
Forrest, 9 double-figure games, had 21 in their easy win a couple of days ago against Palm Beach Atlantic. What he can do is he can take the 3. He can also get in the middle of the paint, as you saw, stop on a dime, give you some change.
Ties it up. Here's John Michael Wright, still without a field goal attempt so far, the leading scorer for High Point. Jaden House, good start for him offensively. Nearly has it taken away in the lane.
Clock.
3 to shoot. Austin from the baseline falling away. Can't get the rim.
Good defensive possession for the Owls. And if you're High Point, you can't be careless with the basketball.
Here's Forrest again, rejected by in Big South Conference competition, but a few left.
A few games left. Winthrop's got Mississippi State tonight, so that'll be interesting. But you know, just a sidebar to Coach Smith there, December 31st. Make sure that instead of watching all football, make sure you check out High Point as they honor Coach Smith against Kentucky. It's gonna be a nice night.
Yeah, noon tip. That'll be on the SEC network. As FAU coming out of the timeout with a second chance. Greenlee drives and with his left puts it in off the square.
High Point showed a little bit of a zone that time. Greenlee recognized that, just take it right down Main Street, gets the layup. Nice start so far for the Owls.
John Michael Wright yet to get in the scoring column. Here's Jaden House. Bryant Randleman. And House gets the high screen, tries a three, and it funnels through. But that Jaden House was 7 already.
Well, he's looking for some shots and putting a lot of pressure on John Michael Wright. He's got to be the complimentary perimeter shooter. It's a nice start for him.
House has matched his career high of 17 points 3 times already this season, but as you alluded to, struggling as of late. There's an answer from 3 buried by Elijah Martin.
We're going to talk about Elijah Martin a lot.
And a foot out of bounds, so it will slow it down and keep it with the Panthers.
When you talk about this team, Florida Atlantic, and how much they shoot, Forrest, Martin, and Greenlee have combined for 82 of the 112 threes they've made this year. So yeah, it's a three-headed monster, and you've got to do a great job of defending them and contesting shots, because what's the other part of what they do? They rebound really well.
John Michael Wright with the step back, off back iron. Izunabor there for the rebound and shared possession. That's a great job underneath. Elijah Martin, I believe, got a couple of paws on it. And the possession arrow lies with High Point, but it will flip back the other direction. And Majal Niang into the contest for the first time for the Owls, as well as Manny Izunabor exits Alex Holt in for High Point. Holt the first to touch it.
Nice.
Good look underneath, and it's a wedgie there as House was looking for another made basket. That's actually his first miss.
You know, you're seeing that more and more. I mean, it's not like I've never seen it before, but I think that's about the 5th game that I've seen that. I mean, I've seen some guys take threes and it's wedging up there. And, you know, they are using some new basketballs this year, too. And I don't know if the symmetry of the basketball, I'm not even get over my head. But I'm serious. But there's something, because I've seen it more than ever.
Niang in the lane draws a lot of attention. Out for 3, and it rips the bottom of the net.
And what happened there? The ball goes inside out. Niang's not known as a perimeter shooter or mid-range, but he's got guys on the wing. You're not going to be able to give a lot of help tonight against this Florida Atlantic team. They shoot too well.
Brian Greenlee, 44% from 3, and it's answered with a layup on the other side for Bryant Randleman, his first basket.
Nice drive by Randleman. Another person's got to answer the bell offensively as well as on the defensive side.
There's another 3-point shot attempt. Greenlee puts it off the back of the cylinder. Austin's rebound, and Randleman pushing the tempo. House up through the lane. Just a little too strong, sent it over top of the rim.
Two-1-2 zone defense out of the Panthers. Got to talk on those screens and then come back and make sure you got a person on the ball. That's a good job.
Great hustle there. Alex Holt saves it from going out of bounds. It was great recovery to tip the pass away. Thought he had been beaten.
Stay active. The one thing you've got to do against the zone, you've got to stay active.
Meant for that. And Jersey Mike's a sub above. Darren Vaughn, Stan Luter here at the Quabain Center. FAU leads by 3 at High Point. Bryson Childress into the contest for the first time today for High Point. Wide open look from 3, misses short, and bounces a couple of times before off of Bryant Randleman's chest and out of bounds.
Second time, he had to turn over a second ago with House, and that ball that was short, and Randleman kind of lets it bounce. You got to grab those balls today. You can't allow loose balls to stay in play, because that's where Florida Atlantic gets a lot of points on second chance opportunities. Good block.
Third block already for Zach Austin. That was on the shot of Bogdan Zimonich. Now back out. Contested three is short, and Alex Holt goes up for the board.
Good two-hand strong rebound by Holt. Drive the ball.
Randleman sails it over the cylinder, and the Owls right back with it. A quick one and done. Zimonjic down into the corner. And they'll clear things out for Forrest against Childress.
Zimonjic is a spot shooter, had 2 threes in the most recent basketball game. Not really, he's more of a role player.
Rosado, the baseline give, and it's off back iron out of the hand of Niang. Panthers have been, if nothing else, stingy defensively in their most recent games. Randleman uses the high screen, a back give to Austin. It rolls off the side.
Good look.
Quick look ahead for Forrest. Elijah Martin picks up in the corner. Bailed out by Niang, and they'll go right back to that side. Back to the zone defense for High Point. Dump underneath, and the backdoor cut gets Niang fouled and to the free throw line.
And that's something you rarely see, is someone going backdoor from that distance and making that diagonal pass versus a zone. You'll see the skip pass, but this is a situation where you kind of go to sleep on the backside. Randleman, sees your guy cut and just doesn't react to it. Again, these are the problems that you have when you play a team like FAU, because they're so strong around the perimeter. They get the ball in the middle of the post, and you almost automatically think about reversing it. A lot of teams get in the middle of the post and they look to dump it down. They look to reverse it or swing it to the strong side for a shot. You can't go to sleep on that, either that or on the weak side rebound.
A lot of subs for both teams following the Niang make from the free throw line. Now 3 of 3 on the season. Both teams had been scoreless for about 2 minutes, 40 seconds of game time prior to that. Got stuck at 14-11 for a while there. Offensive rebound pulled in, but it's knocked away. Last touched by FAU.
Childress in the basketball game, primarily a shooter. Jaden House is having a nice game. You've got Peterson in there. Rob does a really good job rebounding. This is a chance for him to get some rebounds on misses and power it back up for the possible three-point play the old way.
Point guard now, number 23 there in white, is Brock Williams, who gives to Bryson Childress. High screen from Izunabor. Williams stopped dead in his tracks, nearly shuffled his feet. Under 5 to shoot, it's knocked away from Williams, stolen. And Zimonjic with a back pass will slow things down. Janelle Davis thought about 3.
See, look, this is what Golden was doing. He was looking reverse. No one stopped him that time. He puts it to the floor.
The drop step, one dribble, banks it in from the left side. Golden is on the board, and it's a 6-point FAU lead.
And that's a great teaching point for anybody in the post. Keep the ball up high, keep it strong. You look, you're in triple threat position, drop step, and you get a basket.
Head fake by House, pulls up from mid-range. Scrappy rebound for Peterson. They clear it out. Williams. One step in, it rolls off, and another tip out. House down low. Peterson hacked on his way up, and he'll get a couple at the line.
We mentioned that FAU is an outstanding rebounding team. Well, High Point's not done a bad job either. They've out-rebounded opponents 6. When they've out-rebounded their opponents this year, they're 5-1. Keep that in the back of your mind. And that one loss was that Georgia State game, which went overtime. So they've done a nice job in opportunities to rebound, but you've got to rebound, and this has been the other bugaboo, making free throws.
Peterson misses the first. He's about 45% on the season individually.
Yeah, this is a team that's shooting, 62, 63%.
Strong rebound for Izunabor. He was pushed from behind, so it stays with High Point. And Rob Peterson's actually going to check out. He got hit from behind, and it looked like maybe the back of his neck hit the padding at the bottom of the goal.
Yeah, and he's headed directly to the locker room. Get some treatment.
Something you hate to see. He's a guy that's struggled with injuries the past couple of years, only appeared in 9 games a season ago.
But he's a guy you want to have on your team. He's a glue guy. Can make those plays. Is not afraid to get his nose dirty, you know, and go inside. Got to make a jumper.
Pick and pop. Zach Austin gets it to go off the Bryson Childress
Really
assist.
nice look that time by Austin. Caught it, was ready to shoot the basketball, and it looked good from the moment it left his hand.
Pulls it within 3, 8.5 until the break. High Point still in the zone. Greenlee gets it inside. Davis. And it's lofted forward. Miscue. Williams hesitates and banks it in on the other side.
Good job by Williams to be patient inside. Give it a little head and shoulder fake. Let the guy get airborne, you just attack and score. Nice defensive effort there. Now, if I'm High Point right now, I got to make a defensive adjustment in the paint. So where Zunabor is, there's nobody there. Come up, too. Try to deny that middle pass sometime. Don't make it so easy for them to enter the offense.
Davis, plenty of time to think about it. Works his way in and lofts it up.
And this is old school basketball today. You're going to see guys, if you win the paint, just like a football game, if you win the line of scrimmage, you're going to win the game a lot of times. If you win the paint, you're going to win this basketball game, I think. I tend to think.
Williams gets into the paint, skips to Austin. Back to the freshman point guard. Baseline mid-range for Azunabor is short.
And what I mean by that, not necessarily scoring in there, if the ball touches the paint, you can reverse it, you get second chance opportunities. That time they won the paint, I got a steal.
Austin with the takeaway. Now transition for High Point, plenty of time. The three is in for Jayden.
If he could score the basketball, John Michael Wright's going to get some points. It's just a matter of when. But it really can help this basketball team. Now it's tighten up on the defensive end. Take FAU out of their looks. And if you're for Atlanta, continue to move the ball around the horn, you'll get shots.
Get a look from the corner for three. Offensive board as well. Good movement. Greenlee's look from three contested by Austin. And a foul underneath the basket gives it back to High Point. It will be charged to Vlad Golden. Golden checks out. Rosado back in for the Owls.
Second chance, move the ball around. There's a shooter there. He steps in it. They're not afraid to take jump shots. You can see Golden. Oh, that's an easy call. Just got a good arm bar and said, Zunabor, get out of my way.
Brock Williams operating the offense for High Point. To Zach Austin, top of the circle. Already a three-time freshman of the week in the Big South. Now House, 10 points so far against Forrest. Step back, tough shot, leaves it short.
Nice defensive effort by Forrest that time. Didn't let him turn the corner, bothered him the entire time on his dribble.
Elijah Martin gives underneath. Rosado tries to get baseline on his Unabor and shuffled his feet. Traveling violation, gives it back to the Panthers.
So Rosado's a young kid that's got size. He's about 6'8", 6'9". Can rebound. He's got a nice little jump hook, little mid-range, can use both hands. That time found himself going to the basket on the wrong angle. Nowhere to go, got caught traveling.
Wright gives underneath to Azunabor, who's bear hugged by Rosado. Foul charged to the Owls, and it stays with High Point. Bryant Randleman back in. He'll give Brock Williams there a quick breather.
One of the things that tends to happen when you have a team that likes to shoot threes, they play a faster tempo. You get caught playing that too. And right now it looks like High Point settled into their style of play. Get some touches, look inside, let it go inside, get it back out, move it around. That will benefit them more, I think, in the long run and get into a speed game where you're shooting threes, exchanging it for this team on this night.
Elijah Martin with the quick hands to reset things for High Point. Catch and shoot mid-range. Rips the bottom of the net for Wright. That's his first basket.
Got a great look at that. Did you see the elevation on that shot? Wow. John Michael Wright only goes 6 feet tall, but he jumps like he's 6'8", 6'9".
28 points last time out. And here's Forrest with a long three. It shakes out. Right, the board. Eyes forward for the Panthers. Around to Randleman. House receives the handoff, and it's knocked away, stolen down low. But Bryant Randleman, good recovery, pokes it away from behind to Forrest to slow things down.
You've got to be able to get bounce passes in there tighter. Watch this. Watch the elevation. Comes off the screen and just gets up, hand in the basket. And you knew just because you want to see what a rhythm shooter looks like, that was a rhythm shot.
About as pure a make as you can see.
Everything there was clean.
And Rosado bumped before driving to the basket, so the foul's on the floor. And goes against Azunabor.
Rosado averages about 7 points a ball game, about 3 boards. And again, a physical young freshman that can step out, but he can bang inside. He and Azunabor should have a nice afternoon battling the paint.
They're utilizing him in the high post here against this high point zone. Penetrate the kick out, and the three drops for Martin. He's got 8 now. That's his second make from deep, 2 of 5.
33-point baskets on the season.
Randleman, a lot of hesitation, and the head fake. Foul on the floor, so the basket does not count. And that goes against Janelle Davis of FAU. Number 1 on him, number 5 on FAU here in the first half. High Point will reset. Another handoff. House through traffic, and it's swatted away by Rosado. A little bit of contact there, but as far as the hand there for Rosado, cleanly got the ball.
Yeah, it's a good block. Rosado just kind of letting him know, look, you know, little dogs don't roam where big dogs go. Boom.
Right, finally gets Randleman to come free. 3 on the shot clock, and he navigates his way through.
But if you're quicker, you can get to the house.
That's the offhand for Randleman, too. He's a lefty. Gives High Point the lead again.
See how they're shading a little bit to Rosado right now, trying to, if he gets the ball, he's getting it away from the basket area.
Forrest after the high screen, cuts through the paint, can't hit the layup. Azunabor the rebound, and LeeStires.com. Welcome back into the Quabain Center. 1-point lead for High Point as we approach halftime, and the Panthers have Bryant Randleman usher it into the front court. A handoff to Jaden House, leads all scorers with 10. Knocked away briefly, block to block. Azunabor gets a man in the air and lofts it up into the air. A foul, I believe, will be a couple of free throws for Azunabor here.
Nice pass inside. Azunabor kind of didn't catch it cleanly, and that was a good thing for High Point because he's, you know, gets the defender in his air. That's the second time you've seen guys go up and you stay still, able to score. And he's kind of shaken up also, but I think he'll be all right, hopefully. But if you're High Point and you can start to attack inside, and again, we talk about the purple, and if you can just win that battle, you're going to get shots, and your big guys elevate well enough to score. On the other side, you got to keep Florida Atlantic out of it because when a ball goes in the middle, they've got guys that reverse and can knock down shots. They're already taken 13 three-point attempts, so 3 of 13, but they're getting them up there.
So the foul on the floor. High Point inbounds it. Azunabor remains in the game off of his back leg. Gets his own rebound and goes up that time. He'll get free throws as he receives contact. It goes against Michael Forrest of FAU.
Great job by Emmanuel Azunabor. Takes the shot, misses it, goes after his own rebound, and you clearly see the foul that time by Martin. But that's what you want to see bigs do. We'll see all players do that. Shoot, miss, go after your shot.
Elijah Martin's first personal, as Azunabor off the mark on the first, leaves it well short. He is right around 30% on the season now, 5 of 17 from the free throw line. Just to the theme that High Point Just really hasn't been able to deliver from the free throw line this season, and it's been in big moments as well. That's a relatively inconsequential now in the moment. But the lob there, Elijah Martin on the receiving end. Good find by Greenlee with the assist.
We talked about the elevation of Wright. Martin's only 6'2", and you saw him floating above there doing some rim dancing.
Wright gets into the lane. It just rolls off the side, and Martin comes away with the board. FAU by 1. Greenlee with some space gets into the interior. And Forrest will reset here. Plenty of time.
Zone's got to stay active. Got to stay active.
Off the knees of Davis. Swallowed up by Randleman. He'll push the tempo, and Davis back with the block on the other end. House falling backward gives back to Zach Austin, and he remains on the ground. You saw as he threw the pass, a grimace from Jaden House. Good to see him quickly back up to his feet.
I couldn't tell because I was kind of watching the ball in the block. I think that his momentum carried him into the basket standard. But that's kind of a byproduct of what you're seeing on the other end. High Point taking that quick shot. It was a good look, but maybe rushed. And real quickly, before we forget, as you see Azunapor going in the screen, those two free throws were nothing else but confidence. Let me get the ball out of my hands as quickly as possible. He's just got to go back to basics. That will improve because he's going to, as a big guy, you've got to be able to knock down free throws. You got to shoot 65%. I'd like you to, even better if possible. But I'm not. No, but he just looked like, okay, let me get it up, let me get done. And if it hits something, great. And it's all about confidence and practice and confidence and more practice.
Well, it's uncharacteristic. I mentioned his percentage, right around 30%. Azunapor shot 77% a year ago.
There you go. There you go.
So he has that capability. He's got good touch. We've seen it from his mid-range game as well. As Rob Peterson back into the game, sort of similar struggles. Somebody that is capable of making shots.
Well, there are guys that want to go to the free throw line. There are guys that don't want to go. And the guys that want to go to the free throw line, even if they're miss, okay, the next one's going to go in. The guys that don't want to go, not only do they not want to be there, they don't have any idea where the ball's going. It's like a bad putter.
3 jacked up by Forrest. And 4 different hands on it. 2 for Alex Holt, 2 for Elijah Martin. It leads to a jump ball. And gives it back to High Point.
Last TV timeout. Florida Atlantic had 7 offensive rebounds. The Panthers had 5. So, offensive rebounds allowing second chance opportunities. High Point with 5 points on second chance. Florida Atlantic only with 2.
Here's Zach Austin, got the high screen from Peterson. Nothing doing on the rollout. Good cut by Wright with under a minute remaining in the first half. Austin has to heave. The line drive rattles through.
Living right. Merry Christmas to you.
Gives High Point a 2-point lead. Forrest has it knocked away, almost stolen by Randleman.
Both teams are very casual with their perimeter passes.
Good second touch on the outside. Davis's 3 thuds off the side. Another block for Zach Austin.
Coach Smith emphatically trying to get his guys' attention. One shot, one good shot. They've not used their timeout.
Because you look over across to the other bench, FAU's leading shot blocker, 9 blocks on the season for Vlad Golden, who's 7-1.
Yeah, Azunapor could have that before halftime sometimes,
Here's Austin. Feeling good, but that one just rattles off.
Push it.
Last second heave is older.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he can get me 10 in the first half, he can wear them again. Now, what adjustments will High Point make on the shooters? And if you're FAU, those adjustments, are they going to take away something, or are they going to give us an opportunity to get a shot on what we want to do? In other words, if they're going to take the middle way, they're going to give us the wing.
Brian Greenlee steps back. It rattles off the side. Vlad Golden struggles inside and can't get the follow.
And Golden only averaged about 2 points a ball game in 10 games at Texas Tech. You can see needs a little strong, needs to be a stronger upper body-wise.
Randleman a handoff. John Michael Wright just 2 points in the first half. High Point will look, no doubt, to get him more involved. Randleman bounces underneath. Izunabor has it knocked away, can't tip it back in. And a rebound for FAU. So stingy defense on either side to begin the second half.
Not catching that ball cleanly by Izunabor allowed Martin to come over and block it on the backside.
Janelle Davis fakes the three in the corner. A bounce down low, and Golden softly lays it in.
And that's the difference in winning, winning basketball, finishing in the paint. You know there's going to be contact, there's going to be travel. You've got to catch the ball first and then finish. Nice job that time by Golden. 6
points for the FAU 7-footer down low. House has it knocked away. Breaks free of his defender, Greenlee. Open look from mid-range, and now he's got 12.
Nice shot by House, the jump stop. Remember a minute ago, early he didn't jump stop in the middle, got the offensive foul that time, tool up in the paint, knocks the shot in. I'm telling you, if the ball touches the paint, good things are going to happen for both teams in tonight's game.
Michael Forrest whips around the perimeter. They'll go back to Golden against Izunabor. Steps into the paint, puts it too far. High Point trying to push the tempo. Didn't have numbers, though. And now John Michael Wright hits a cutting Jaden House. The extra pass, mid-range is Izunabor. Skips over the cylinder. And Greenlee there for the rebound.
Izunabor wasn't sure if he wanted to use the glass or take the shot and use the rim.
Greenlee, space, the lob, and it's caught and dropped in by Golden. That easy when you're 7'1".
And it was a clean roll. Yeah, you're exactly right. You'd be 1-1 if you get a clean roll. Still got to finish the play, though.
House, a brief double team.
They've done a really nice job in guarding Wright.
He gets underneath of Golden and banks it in for two. His second make from the field. He's got 4.
Forrest did a good job early defending, but then got a little lazy as he continued to dribble. Like you said, got underneath, is able to get to the glass. And I think if he's willing to drive the basketball some, he can get his points that way today. Maybe not for the 3-line as much.
And Elijah Martin, the ball carrier there, tripped out by Izunabor. As he'll check out, Alex Holt comes back in.
Watch this. Pick and roll action. Splits the defender. Nice layup.
John Michael Wright, 22 points per game so far this season. Had 28 their last time out. Has not been heavily involved offensively, at least not in a shot-taking aspect.
But what I like about it, he's not forcing the action. He's letting the game come to him.
Greenlee gives underneath, and Golden traveled before he slammed into Alex Holt. It was going to be taken away either way, so a turnover gives it back to High Point.
Good job that time by Austin. Remember, the last roll was a clean roll. That time, Austin came up, contested. Look what I got. Forced to travel or either got the turnover about a steal. Either way, that's a good defensive job that time by the post players for High Point.
Randleman gets the high screen. Now Wright defended by Greenlee. Quick touch. And they go back to House. 5 to shoot for High Point. No look pass. Randleman's corner. 3 is in. Not his forte, but when he's open, it helps if he can deliver there.
First 3-point basket of the season for him. Looked like a little bit of a shot put, but it got in. And that shot may come some more tonight if he's got to be ready.
There's another 3 on the opposite side, and Janelle Davis, a clean look, gets it to go through.
Janelle Davis, 3-point basket.
They do a great job of catch and shoot. Catch, one dribble, and shoot.
Wright sheds a defender, leaves it short. Zach Austin almost tips it in. Instead, it's a scrap.
And again, his first three of the game couldn't have come at a better time. The shots are going to be there for those post guys. The 3-4 guys are going to be able to make some shots.
High Point now 5 of 8 from three-point range. This is a good three-point shooting team, and you saw their head coach Tubby Smith earlier.
Right there.
Randleman, good late pass, and it just rolls through for Alex Holt. Right in the nick of time. I mean, that was down to the wire.
Friendly rolls, new rims in the Cobain Center. You got to work them. Nice soft rims.
Overthrow on the lob pass. Michael Forrest was looking for Vlad Golden.
You can see one of the things that they're trying to do, that of Florida Atlantic, they're trying to involve Golden a little bit more in the offense. I mean, he's a guy that only averaged 5 points. He's had 3 double-figure ball games. One was against Tennessee Martin, his career high of 18 points. But they use him more as a screener. He gets a lot of his points off second chance opportunities, rebounds, putbacks. But they're really involving him today. They feel like he can do some things passing the ball. Without taking a blow now.
Long 2 for Zach Austin drops in. That's consecutive assists for Bryant Randleman. And this High Point offense starting to get into a little bit of a groove.
And you mentioned that they're shooting the ball better. One of the reasons they're shooting the ball, they're handling the ball better. Only 4 turnovers so far by the Panthers in this game.
Greenlee lost his balance, but gets it to ricochet in. That's a tough basket. Randleman able to penetrate all the way on the other side, and Janelle Davis called for the personal foul. And Randleman heads to the free throw line. Yet another struggling Panther at the free throw line this season.
Shoots only, what, 48%? A team shoots 61%, obviously. Last in the conference of a team of 12. And that has got to get better. And even you can talk about it or not talk about it, it's going to have to happen. And it just comes from work and confidence. You're going to need this. I mean, this boggles your mind. And if you're a Panther fan, you know this. High Point's played 8 games this year, 10 points or less, or 3 and 5. They played 3 overtime games.
0 for 2 in the trip for Bryant Randleman, so the struggles from the line continue for High Point. Tight D there for Zach Austin. Back out. Forrest out to the perimeter, now underneath, and Rosado is bumped by Holt.
Florida Atlantic did a really nice job moving the basketball after they were run off the 3 line and being patient. I mean, this is a team, we talk about it, they take a lot of threes. They've had, 7 games this year where they've taken, this blew my mind. When I was doing some research on them, looking at the tape, they've had 7 games where they've taken 25 threes or more. There are teams that don't take 25 threes in 2 games or 3 games, you know? 7 ball, they had 37 in the game early this year.
Forrest tried to dump it down low, tipped by Holt, taken by Randleman. In transition, Wright left his feet too soon, escapes, and is bailed out by Alex Holt with a drop step, banks it in.
Got your hands in passing lanes on the defensive end, transition, a very fortunate break that you found an offensive player when you get mid-air, but you're able to get a basket. Not the prettiest transition basket, but it counts.
Here's Rosado from the top of the key between 2 defenders.
Yeah, that's his game. He's going to be a force in Conference USA as he gets better and better. Giancarlo Rosado, kid from West Palm Beach, but on a really good West Palm Beach Lakes high school team.
It's his first basket, 3 rebounds to go with it for Rosado. High Point on the other side looking to answer. The roll by Wright, good hesitation, and goes up on the opposite side.
Nice backdoor cut. When you can pull that guy out of the middle, and when you've got a post player that can pass and catch, you pull the middle out, boom, you got passing and cutting lanes. Good job.
Great find by Alex Holt, credited with the assist.
Back in the zone again for High Point. Got to cover wings and keep the ball out of the middle. That was a nice job that time by Wright.
Hesitation. Mid-range is off the mark, and it's tipped away out of bounds. It'll go back to High Point.
But did you see what Wright did when the ball went to the corner? There was a cutter, and Wright followed the cutter and got in front of him and took that middle pass in the area away, and it results in a jump shot. It may have made the shot anyway, may not, but that's what you've got to do defensively. Keep the ball out of the middle, guard the middle cutter, and then make them do something else because they've taken a good passing angle, and then they've got to reestablish a play.
Right again. He's been on the ball a lot more here already in this second half. Underneath, Holt back to the basket. Cutting is Zach Austin, who hammers it down. Two hands.
That's nice. That's real nice.
Holt with another assist, and High Point with a 2-possession lead. We haven't seen many of those today.
You see, you got a nice job right there, number 4 Holt, right in the middle of the floor.
Contested 3 in the corner is no good, but Niang comes in with the tip in.
And the biggest problem against zones is that you don't box out, and you don't box out the weak side sometimes, and that was a great example, Niang with a nice follow.
High screen for Wright. He's been covered up pretty well by Greenlee all day. Out to Randleman. Cutting is Wright. Double teamed. Bumped. Can't get it to fall. No whistle. And it's out of bounds. Last touch. And a little bit of light pressure here defensively.
Well, give them a different look. Make them work a little bit. Give them something to think about. They go a little half court, 3/4 court trap, back to the 2-3 zone. You see some big zone. Everybody's in the paint pretty much. But you're putting pressure on the basketball, and you got to always talk where cutters are. It's a nice job right now.
Greenlee
It's okay.
pulls up the 3, and it drops in.
That's okay if you're High Point, except for the end of the play where you got to come up and run at the shooter. Everything else was good. It took space. And a good look for a good team that shoots the basketball.
It's a zone defense High Point has not run much at all.
Well, I think you don't want to get caught in that run-shoot game with this team, because they do put it up fast. They shoot a lot of threes. So, again, it's a good strategy by Coach Smith. Make them work a little bit, and hopefully they'll miss some of those shots.
Holt with 1 to shoot, gets it off, but it's tipped away. Shot clock violation gives it back to FAU. I should say or clarify, High Point up to this point in the season has largely been a man-to-man defense team.
Yeah, well,
but tonight electing to go with the zone, and so far it's kept them in this one. At the very least.
They took 18 3-pointers in that game against Miami that they barely lost. That's the fewest amount of threes they've taken all season. Everything else has been, as high as 37, as few as 18. That's a good look.
First 3 of the day for JM&W, who now has 9 points after a slow start, just 2 in the first half.
And let's see if that's going to give him some rhythm on offense. He'll start looking for more aggressive 3-pointer perimeter shots.
First 3 he's even taken. Greenlee at the elbow. Rosado falling away, gets it to go. Impressive shot.
Yeah, he had to work very hard for that. Now you got to know your scouting report if you're High Point. Who do you want to get the basketball? Keep it out of the perimeter, guys. Make some of those bigs beat you. Rosado with the clock winding down. Oh, good break.
Wright recovers. Gets it at the sideline. The step back for 3 this time. Off the front of the iron.
Wow.
Man, that looked good. I thought he was going to have a second consecutive. Greenlee skips it over. Austin the rebound. Shiftiness for Randleman. And the pass back to House to reset.
Flattened out 1-4. Try to get the ball now on the perimeter. A little weave action or try to isolate and drive.
Randleman against Niang. Contact, but really good defense.
Yeah, Niang's too big, too long at 6'9".
And a drive. Shot will not count. Foul on the floor. Goes against Jaden House of High Point.
And you talk about it a lot, the lost start of the mid-range shot. Everybody's so concerned with knocking down threes or either getting the dunk. But that was a situation where Niang had the advantage because of size. It was in a one-on-one matchup going downhill, and he stayed his ground and waits for you to try to drive, and he just blocks the shot. It was a good defensive effort by him. It's so easy to foul when you can't beat off the dribble.
Some substitutions for High Point. Manny Azunabor back in for Alex Holt. Brock Williams in at point guard will give Bryant Randleman a breather.
See if they try to get Golden a couple of touches that helps open up the offense around the perimeter for FAU. Golden, number 50, being guarded by Azunabor, 10 in white.
Rosado a handoff to Forrest. Wright lost his footing to finish a sub above. It's 1-1 for FAU's Michael Forrest, or two shots rather, as Emmanuel Azunabor charged with the personal foul on the layup attempt just prior to the break. Darren Vaught and Stan Luter with you here at the Quabain Center. Forrest, the best scorer on the team for the Owls, misses, and Golden is there for an easy putback.
Active, got to box him out. Big guy active gets the easy basket.
1 point FAU lead. Vlad Golden now into double figures. 10 points on the night. That's more than John Michael Wright here can say for High Point. He's at 9. 5 to shoot for the Panthers. And a miscue on the pass underneath to Azunabor.
Azunabor did a great job of holding him off with the right arm, but you got to grab. Good Lord gave you two hands for a reason. Okay?
Use one to seal or
one to
hold
seal,
off the defender,
and then
one
the
to
other
catch.
to stop the ball, then you use the other hand and grab it. You got to grab the ball with two hands in the post, and that ball went off that offhand, didn't it?
Michael Forrest's pass stolen away. Brock Williams banks it in. Another fast break bucket for Williams, the freshman. Gives High Point the lead.
Nice job by Williams to anticipate the pass, but to go under control to get the layup.
Alejandro Willot here, seeing his first action of the night. Rosado underneath has it knocked away, and it was last touched by Rosado. Good deflection there defensively for the Panthers, gets the possession.
Willot now, 21 comes in, has seen limited times, not a score, just kind of been in as a play center, as a young kid. But you get him in the ball game and you see if he makes a mental mistake, and that's a huge basket to steal and to score that time. You know, so now can you capitalize it? You get to stop now. Can you capitalize if you're High Point? Run some good offense. Let the ball go inside out, side to side. Good things will happen.
Poked out by Rosado. No harm, no foul.
Test your passes now.
Williams into the lane, goes to the block. Azunabor with the pump fake.
Good job that time. Caught it with two hands, made the contact, initiated the contact, took it, and went up strong off 2 feet and finished.
Second make from the field for Azunabor. He's got 4.
Nice job of post play.
Greenlee the head fake.
Ooh.
He's back outside, and a foul at the perimeter will go against Jaden House of High Point. That's number 2 for him. And now High Point at number 6 as far as team fouls go. So one more, and FAU is going to go to the free throw line. Back out to Greenlee. Now 5 to shoot. Big crossover, floats it up from the top of the key, and the miss goes out of bounds. High Point basketball.
It's a huge possession. 5.5 to play. 3-point game. You're keeping a team that likes to score a lot of points. They average about 76 points, FAU, under their average. Score, put some real pressure on them.
Not a lot of time, just 5 to shoot for High Point. Austin, a deep three, way too strong. And House favoring his shoulder, unable to rebound that. Catch and shoot on the other side. Rolls off. And now the Panthers with it, as Williams will pull back the reins.
House in that tanglement on that long shot, kind of flicks in that left arm right, and you can see him at the top of the screen in the corner.
Pick and roll, right to Austin, it floats in. Stuck to the front of the rim and rolled through. The season, couple more on the road, big Power 5 tests at Michigan State and at Kentucky at Rupp Arena prior to the conclusion of the year. Florida Atlantic out of the inbound, trying the half-court pass underneath, and it stays with the Owls.
Wonder if Prowler got any candy canes like we did. What do you think?
When Santa came by at halftime, you mean?
Yeah, our period.
Three-point shot attempt rolls off for FAU.
You know who's been naughty and who's been nice when you get candy canes from Santa before Christmas. Now, here we go.
We've been good.
We've been good. We've been good. Life's been good. Here we go. Now, if you're High Point, value the basketball. High Point has not made a free throw. They're 0 of 6 from the line. They're going to have to make a free throw or get second chance rebounds like that.
Austin goes underneath. The Zunabor looked like he has been tangled up with Golden.
They're just two guys playing basketball. A bad possession for High Point after a timeout. But again, 0 of 6 from the free throw line for the Panthers. Watch this. Go up strong. Contest it. There's no foul. There's no foul. There's no foul.
Well, initially it looked as if maybe their arms were tangled up, but that wasn't even the case. Izunabor was underneath Golden, and there's a layup
big-time
miss.
Rebound right there.
Austin goes underneath. Izunabor, that time.
I'd be wrong. I was once.
Izunabor 0 for 2 so far on the night. Drains the first. Look at you go, Stan Luder. Look at you go, Emmanuel Izunabor. First free throw made for the High Point this evening. And the second, better.
Yeah.
1 for 2 in the trip.
Rim. But he can't. See, he goes to the free throw lines all by himself. He's got to concentrate. He's got to take his time. Those shots look better than the last 2 he took. He was comfortable. He was confident. So you just had a feeling. You know, you work on your game. That's how you get better.
Well, it's one of the pillars that Tubby Smith, who you saw just a second ago on the High Point bench, has preached as this non-conference slate has progressed for High Point. Free throws, not fouling, and playing good defense despite not fouling. As John Michael Wright falling away, it rolls off. Izunabor, the offensive rebound, leads to a second chance.
Tubby was a great free throw shooter in his day. So, a lot of things have changed, but still 15 feet and 10.
House, shot clock winding down, falls away. Tip out by Izunabor,
nice
and
job.
High Point retains.
Second chance opportunity. Panthers are winning the board game. You're getting another chance. Run the clock down. Keep the ball in people's hands that can make some plays for you.
How about number 10 down there in white? Man, he's hustling.
That's what you're asking bigs to do.
There's a three-point shot that rattles off for Zach Austin, no good. FAU on the other end, Greenlee through the double team briefly, unable to do anything with it.
Good job defensively, not letting him turn the corner and randomly.
Forrest drives, floats it up, top of the window, off the mark, but Davis the offensive board and foul. So Janelle Davis will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. He's 82% on the season. Has not attempted a free throw tonight.
Another young, tough kid from Gary, Indiana. 6'4", 6'5", got a really nice body. Not afraid to be scrappy. That one came out too quick.
FAU just 1 for 5 from the free throw line, so that has hardly been a staple for either team. His second is true, and that draws it back within 5.
They're a team that shoots 65%. but as much as they shoot the basketball from the perimeter, they don't get fouled as much.
And the pass sails out of bounds with the full court pressure against High Point. That's just turnover number 8 for the Panthers.
I was talking to Kevin, our SID, the SID at High Point before this most recent timeouts, and what's the lowest amount, just to refresh my memory. It was 7 turnovers they had against Elon in that win. So, 8 turnovers at this stage of the game, as high volume of possession this has been a lot of times, it's not bad. That was a tough one to have right there for a High Point fan. Good timely turnover for FAU. Plenty of time.
Davis receives the inbound. They'll go back to Golden. Quick to turn and shoot. Misses, has it ripped away, and it's Panthers basketball.
A great job of help side defense by Randleman.
Under 2 to play.
Zach Austin shoots 71% from the line. John Michael Wright shoots 80% from the line.
And fumbles it there. Uncharacteristic kind of turnover for JMW.
You want to drop your head right there, you can't. You got to play now. You got to play. You got to play. Florida Atlantic can push the ball. They got some looks coming. Be patient. Take care of the basketball if you're an Owl fan.
Forrest drives. Owls bring it out of the corner. Greenlee the crossover. Bumped and aimed for High Point. Greenlee just a 44% free throw shooter. Hits the first.
And that surprises you because of the fact he's such a good perimeter shooter. But he finishes out the three-point play, and there you're seeing full court pressure once again by the Owls from Florida Atlantic. Bad place to throw the ball in.
High Point makes do though, and gets into the front court. And smacked on the foul is Randleman. Janelle Davis.
Foul is on number 10, Janelle Davis.
You throw the ball into that baseline, you're easily trapped because of another defender. That's why it's a bad place, because anything you do is going to be rushed. Unless you try to throw that long pass and hopefully you get it. Now, that's not a 1-and-1. It's not a shot, so you still got a couple of fouls to give if you're FAU. But I want the ball's hands right now in John Michael Wright's. He's your best by percentage free throw shooter. He along with Zach Austin.
It's the third personal on Janelle Davis. It's the third of the half on FAU. Right to Randleman, the mid-range, unable to bank it in. Holt, the offensive rebound, and a scramble for it, pulled in by Randleman.
Got to get the ball in bounds. Possession error goes the way of FAU. So you got to be smart with what you're doing with the ball. Got to be smart with your timeouts also.
Randleman with 5 to shoot against Forrest. The pass back. House tightly defended. Loses it, and the shot clock gives it to FAU.
Well, here we go. It's High Point basketball, so what is it? It's going to be another close game, right?
You're right. You know, they've got 6 losses. You see the 6 on their 5-6
yes,
record.
Sir.
3 have come in overtime. 1 was by 1 point to South Carolina State on a neutral court, and the other 2 on the road to Power 5 opponents. They'd have it no other way. Greenlee contacted as he drives, missed the layup, but he'll get 2.
And they have struggled at the free throw line, just similar to what High Point has. So Greenlee, as we mentioned a moment ago, 43%er. Drive inside, obvious foul there, make him beat you. And if he makes them both as a 2-point game, the most important thing you can do if you're High Point, get the ball in play. The next thing is you run the clock down, and let's win it at the buzzer.
1 for 1, completed the 3-point play just moments ago. Greenlee's second of the night rolls off.
Yeah, you got to box out Golden if you're High Point, and if you're Golden, try to back tap. Try to back tap. Don't try to make the play yourself necessarily, because it may get you over the back. Anticipate. It's a good shot.
Greenlee's second rattles through and makes it a 1-point game.
See, they're face guarding right. So you can throw over the top, and it's got to be a solid pass.
Austin gets it into right, and a handsy foul there. Again on Janelle Davis, I believe. That is the case, number 4 on him. Still no bonus, so High Point not shooting free throws yet.
Well, see, that's good strategy by High Point. By FAU, you're still in the backcourt. Watch this. See? And immediately try to make a double team. You don't get him to pick up the foul. So you still got to go almost 94 feet. You got to go about 87. Oh, no, baseline. So you got to go 94 feet. This time it's a spot throw in. You got to understand it. You can't run the baseline.
Yeah, degree of difficulty is up for a guy like Zach Austin here. And a foul called. Randleman reeled it in just in time as he was receiving contact from Brian Greenlee to get the foul charged. Otherwise, I think that might have just been a loose ball that went out of bounds.
Yeah, it would have been. Great job defensively there by FAU.
So High Point slowly making their way down the floor, and a look at the replay potentially could change that. Maybe a look at the clock.
Trying to see where
the
the spot
placement.
of the ball. Where,
Yeah.
Is it in the front court or in the back court?
So just into the backcourt is where Jaden House will trigger it in.
Got to come meet every pass.
Bryant Randleman double teamed and fouled. And how about this strategy? If you're FAU, maybe you want to work your way to the bonus, knowing High Point's free throw struggles. Down just 1.
Very good strategy. About if you're High Point, getting this ball in, they're going to stack it. And if you're Florida Atlantic, do you guard the inbounds, or do you use that like a used dribble position where that guy is a floater? They're going to put pressure on the basketball. Okay, so you worry about over the top first.
High Point used a screen from Holt to try and get it to right. House into space. Austin looked like he might have even moved his feet a little bit, but it's a foul against Jaden House, who will go to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1.
That was well defended by Florida Atlantic. They made him throw the pass high, weren't able to get it, had the quick break, was able to get back and take that away. So you got a guy shooting free throws that's scoring the basketball and shoots 63%, Jaden House.
First free throws of the night for House.
Now the game changes. Everything changes. Here's your situations. Make or miss, you've got to be able to defend it for High Point. Make or miss depends now for Florida Atlantic. Do you look for the 2? Do you look for the 3? Does it become an easy 2 or 3? You don't have to. You still got time if you're Florida Atlantic to push the ball down the floor and get you a good layup. Now, if he makes this, you do not foul under any circumstances. You put pressure on the ball, maybe, but you don't foul. There we go.
Couple of big makes for Jaden House, makes it a 3-point game.
Plenty of time if you're Florida Atlantic. You can get whatever you want.
Greenlee to the wing. Tipped up into the air. Recovered by
But you don't give him a kickback throw.
5 seconds. Janelle Davis out to Golden. The 3. Too long. Long rebound pulled in, and Green.